morning, Muyombia Mark Ozamosantu Jones Info. Good morning. Sagaba, Wandera Joseph Ben Kako, Wandera Joshua Story, Louis, Patrick Opotefa Moyopade, Morad K Momo VIP Obo Tony, Matovo Idris, good morning. Of course, Namabari Mukamori. I see you guys in the Kamori there. How are you doing? Morad K Momo, tell us about the BMW, BMW X1. Tell us about the experience of driving the BMW, and what are the nitty-gritties that involve owning and managing a BMW on the Ugandan roads, and of course BMW. How many kilometers on average do you do a day, Morad? Hey, abagala BMW amanye be pime. Edwin Mugira Hashim, good morning. Nabari Mukamori, 20 guys, continue liking, like the broadcast. Jordan, good morning. Good morning, Chris Fitness Ruburwa. Wamala Williams, good morning. Sebu Gwao-Medi, good morning. Michael UG, good morning. Tim Kamoli, how is your day? Auntie akakuba kakede kutonya kagenza utanu kwa kutonya ngorede nyingi de chibuga. And there is jam muma katinafe no mchala atukutte. Wala kugamba kwagala na yingi chitufu ayagala sente bakukota kona kukozesa lusumagiro gena kuzukukaga kubwase. I'm going to have a very short broadcast because it runs in mirimu jaba kama ngendo zoro nchale tunanyumya ne tukowa, but today the broadcast is going to be quite short, and Lachikanga satundoza depending on the jam, then tugende munage. I have some bad news. Mkwano gwa sinaba kwogera ko naye nokuba wawano twagula chigege. Remember the second chigege we bought? The driver has been troublesome for some time until we decided that, you know what, let's get another driver. Let's say muruka katujimujeko, let's give it to another person. And you know, they used to say these things in Nganze Sibimanyi. As a matter of fact, kasitaba agambe omusajja ono katumujjeko emuruka because abadde ng'olumwado yasoka kuvuga nayo na gearbox. Era bakingamba bati ngana yo omuvubuka engeri gyavugamu emuruka simutegeera. Then he started not paying full amount. Started not paying the full amount. And when he started not paying the full amount to the owner of the car, that's when the manager said, you know, the manager called me nangamba athomanyi omusajja ono katumujjeko. When the driver did not want to pay the full amount, and the manager himself topped up the money, and so he decided he got another driver. We actually got another driver. So the car had been serviced on Monday, Monday last week, so it was supposed to be serviced again this week, which is on Monday still, because I think they service every 2 weeks, so it was supposed to be serviced I think next Monday. So the new driver comes. So something happened a couple of weeks ago. Paul Sema VIP, good morning. Omar, good morning. Nampija Juliet, good morning. So something happened a couple of weeks ago. This driver calls me and he says, you know what, boss mbadde njagala bampe ku permit yo ngende renewing ya expires, which is indeed true. The permit had expired. So I told him, you know what, the owner, because a relative of the owner had picked the driver's license, and the agreement I wrote with the driver, they took it. So I told him, you talk to the owner of the car and make sure you return it, you return the renewed permit afterwards. So because I wasn't part of it, so when he took the driver's license, he did not return it. Najisigaza. Ukasigaza driver's license, natandika ku misbehaving, natandika kutasasula sentence weda and all those things. And so the manager said, you know what, Arthur, unogai tumujeke motoka tujuwe umulala. He sent me a driver. I wrote an agreement with a new driver. I even retained his driver's license and a photocopy of it, which was totally okay. That's actually, guys, if you're going to give your car to anyone, oba apangisiza mpangise, oba ajitute kuwerere, make sure they give you the original driver's license, and where possible, the original national ID. I would recommend you get the original national ID. But then the thing is, sometimes, especially you can get desperate, no original driver's license. It is just cheaper for the person to pay you. That's why you're tricking that driver's license not a. So this one we retained it. Remember, we have 2 chigeges now. We are going to buy a 3rd one. And the first chigege is totally okay. Of course, chigege zirwala. For example, it's a timing belt, and the chigege is almost like a Subaru. It's a timing belt. Eyono nebintu bingi mundomo. Katobo inakudda obande kusumula yingini, but then bakwate musinga head and all that. So ebyo bitwadde bibaawo, olumu ne sura brakes, olumu ne ekola ebyo wiring, ebyo bibaawo, those are totally fine. But what happened? Era nze customer mpate driver wokubiri. The first thing was emoroka ya parkinze, because mufuna driver wokubiri. Omupya ng'omukadde temunnamugamba driver ono mpya gwe mufunye yayinza n'okwesomera kwole emmotoka bagenda gikujjako bagimpe emmotoka y'abasajja ogivuga bubi. Now normally what happens in the transport business, and this my cousin used to tell me as well, n'abaloole babikolera ddala bw'aba tasobola kuloga ayonoona. So for me my first instinct was omusajja ono tugenda muggyako taxi eno taagiteekemu eddago. So I called the mechanic. The guy, you know what? Emoroke baji parking katikati. So the mechanic says, "You have talked to this guy. Moise Mugambe alete moroka anjikebere mujikwate." So the driver brings the car chigege na aji parking. Kati mechanic na afuluma mu garage. I think tambulamu yagenza okudda ngo muvubuka apo kuluddewe mmotoka. So he calls me nga Arthur emoroka gizikize with the tracker. Simanyi omwana yatute moroka. But I did not have the logins. So I called the owner of the car. Nemugama nasuzemo kubira ku WhatsApp ngatakwata. So I send him a voice note and I say, you know what? Mpa login ezo doza wali badde ngozimpa nembera nazo. So agenda okuzimpa nga ate moroka ekoze eki. The driver had brought it back nga he has walked away. What the mechanic did not know, omwana ono bwe yatute moroka yachitute najiwe ebintu muyinji. Now all of you guys that have cars, you need to be very careful. This is one of the reasons why my car is not fixed when I'm not there, because omuntu asobola okukolako ettima nattayinginiyo. And this is what this guy did, because yachitute for like 20 minutes nagikomyawo. So you'll be asking yourself, for 20 minutes emotoka yabadde agitute kukola ki? And it's unfortunate. Nze nayogedde kubanza, I think nayogedde ku ddogo lye nabadde nsuubira nti omwana ateeka eddogo mu mmotoka n'etomera. So that's for me. That was my thought, and omwana bwe yatte moroka n'agikomyawo ye n'agiparkinga n'avaawo n'akola ki n'agenda. So after signing the agreement with this new driver, the new driver goes to pick the car. Bagenda okuba emmoroka ng'emmoroka ekuba ekikka, and they first of all they ignored it. Ndoza ne balowooza oba omwana abadde kubenda kuzina abadde tavuga bulungi mmoroka. Driver ono n'agamba nedda kanjitwale ndabe ekikka kijja kuggwayo. Omwana oyo driver yagitutte n'agikomyawo. I think he brought it back yesterday. Now the day we are talking about is the other day. So the drivers called the mechanic that very day. Namugamba emmoroka eno terina maanyi, tejja kusobola luguudo lw'ekayunga, erina kuvuga town service. Kitegeera. nulira mugamba gikomye bagikomye aho bagenda okusumulula okukebera oil nga oil alimu other chemicals. Now I'm going to be telling you the things that they can do to your car, and why you should know this is because you don't have people that don't like you, like Moroka Yongas, Gura, bonnet and all those things. At least me, I think I knew this a long time ago, but this is something I had not talked about. Omuntu asolo take ebintu mu engine yo na jonona. Good morning Mugadasi Joshua Mix Farm, Toddy Ronald, Mukwaya Richard, Saith Kagaba. Short broadcast guys. Omuntu asolo take ebintu mu engine yo na jonona. It's sad that happened. Sinabana kugera. Yesterday nabadde nyina show nabadde very busy the entire day. No lwalero katane mekola broadcast, but I said let me really talk about this. Nakyo kiyitewo nga tekinnayita kompewo nga nkyalina ennaku yange n'obusungu. Katwena M. Benjamin, good morning. So ebintu omuntu byasobola okuyiwa mu engine yo ne bijoonoona bingi. But of course there are some things that not everyone has access to, but then there are other things that a driver kati ngo wakigege omugira bwe parkings bwamanya nti ogenda gym ujjako teyeetaga genda walala avuga buvuzi najja ku gazi wano. Okay, asa IOGDI buyitiridde nnyo mu bondi oyagala bugula bondi kibibanda bondi Richard bwe babuli mbibanda manya bo bafaako ne babuleeta mu bibanda bebibanda ne babusuubula. So in the past for me I used to be warned whenever I was near someone and probably a friend of mine says that they do not like me, they would tell me, Arthur, when they pour salt in your engine, there is a chemical reaction, I cannot explain it, but tesobola kuona. Chibanga kuyiwa muntu matu mafuta mu matu. Tasobola kuona no matter what. So you need to be very careful servicing the motoka yo. Kabere makanika o kasto yomba mune makanika o chusa bwe bateeka salt, because that's a very easy thing for anyone to access. Salt and sugar, those are very easy things for someone to access. Omuntu agenda inagula kota ya sukali kantu komunyu kanusu 5 najja nakwononera engine okitegeera. The people that you have probably lent out your car to someone for some na yomba toddamu kujimu. The moment someone tries to borrow your car and you refuse ne muyombamu bwadde era tojimuwa oyo asobola okuddanga. And there are people that I've seen in like I did TikTok videos on TikTok where I told people to not lend their cars out, and people are saying guy yatwale moroka yange ngandamu ngendo okuddamu okugifuna ngefuwa ngendo okuddamu okugifuna nga yingini ekubye na I spent money to put a new engine and all those things. Sometimes someone just doesn't. Katingono driver, he really had the cause. I thought about it, and I find that that's one of my biggest fears. We are buying these chigeges, but my biggest fear is bwetutuka okujja chigege ku drive home tujiwo omulala. For me, that's the biggest fear in business ya chigege. You don't know what this person will do to your car. Okitegeera tomanyi. And of course now normally the worst case scenario is that they will spoil your engine like the person did. Kati omunyo ne sukali birinyo water oline bayiwa muyimazi abaji mazi okitegeera. Hydraulic oil ne CC. Hydraulic goes to the gearbox, the CC goes to the differential ne mu gearbox za manual. Ebyo ebintu nabyo babiyiwa mu engine yo tesobola kudda ngulu. Ebe etambula naye tesobola kuba na maanyi ge badde naye ereetuuka n'ekulemerera ne weesanga ng'olina givaako buvi okitegeera. Omuntu bw'ayiwa oil omubi mu mmoloka yo, for example it's a petrol engine nayiwamu oil wa diesel engine nayiwamu petrol wa oil, I mean oil wa petrol okitegeera, aba ajonoonye. Omuntu bw'agenda n'ateeka amafuta amalala, emmoloka ya diesel n'ateekamu petrol, emmoloka ya petrol n'agiteekamu diesel, emmoloka aba ajonoonye ate n'agivuga. And at the moment the mechanic called me nanga athazikize motoka because taxi botugula chigege, the first thing we do is put a tracker ezikiza okitegera. And at the moment the mechanic called me nanga athazikize motoka, I did not know the password of this tracker. Nengezaako kubira na nyini motoka nga takwata awo nembirekera Katonda. Then afterwards mechanic nankubira nga driver njogedde naye ngambye agikomyawo. But now the question is going to be tetuganyi yagambye akomawo, but yagambye akomawo ng'emmoloka agikoze eki. For me I thought he was ate nemukubira bwe yamaze okukomyawo emmoloka nemukubira n'agaana okukwata. I called him n'agaana okukwata, naddamu n'amukubira n'agaana okukwata ne tumwesonyiwa, and there are losses that you know n'ogamba kati kino kivuddewo, and then the mechanic n'ankubira nangane kati ata kino ngenda kikola ntya, nanyini moloka ngenda mugamba ntya, nangamba atanze nsumule ntandika okukola, ne mugamba tosumula moloka ya musajja nga tokoze eki, nga tomugambye at least tugiparking ebeerewo. Kitegeera nabadde ndi awo nga driver yabadde agitwala moloka, he had come back to pick his documents. Mugato fai moloka tugenda gikole ennaku 2-3 ogenda okole onoba okyayagala ojja kujja oginone, because the thing with diesel engines is that the fixing of the diesel engines is expensive, but they can be fixed, and once they are fixed you literally don't have any more trouble with them. So that's the thing with diesel engines. Good morning, Harrison Muhindo. What if just take it off him, announce with that? Bwe babadde bakoze nga tebamugambye, but I think he sensed it, because my question is, why would he steal the car for 20 minutes? The goal was to take the car from him nga tebamugambye. Naye nga bwe nkugambye, the new driver that was taking the Chigege is on the same route. Emmotoka zonna ze tulina currently zivuga route yemu, zonna zivuga mukono. Okay, kati ono muvubuka eyabadde aginonye, the new driver eyabadde aginonye yali avugako ne ku Kigege yaffe yasooka, kati nga yeetongola ayagala abeere ne mmotoka eyiye. For me, what I suspect, it's possible that ono driver abadde yeesoma omupya. It's a possibility. I don't want to say it happened, but it's a possibility. But it's also possible that omuvubuka ono yasensinze kuba emmoloka ebadde terina kigitwanya. All of a sudden makanika n'amukubira n'amugamba gireete mbeeko byenjikebera. But I'm thinking any logical person would be like, nze avuga emmoloka, if I don't see a problem with the car ogenda gikebera ki, kwe kugibbawo agende ayonone. But it's a very bad thing. Manager yangambye Arthur omwana ono, let me deal with him. Makanika agikebera atuwe report, nze nja kudealinga naye. I don't know what he's going to do, but such people need to be dealt with. Arthur, people are bad. Why would you do that? Hey, Isaac, people are bad. And I think that our generation, bazade bafete batugamba, so we are not ready. We are not ready. Of course, me, I thought about it, but I did not think that guy would go as far as spoiling someone's engine. Just know that man, he took the permit and started half payments. He has been ready to exactly. And atawe yatwala permit, I don't know. Zabange mbabeera komyawo permit. Like the first Chigege we have, the Musei that drives the Chigege, yampa permitting atemuli mu class ya taxi. That's something I hadn't noticed the first time. Ne kati ono wokubiri we yajimpa inakaka sandi muli mu class ya taxi. Ne ya expiring along the way. Kati oli Musei nansaba permit n'agamba mpa permit eyo ngende nteke mu class. Nembi muwa. Nagenda ateke mu class. Ne mubeerako nnyo n'abinziriza nze mbirina. Paka kati. Osege naye kati ono because the permit, this guy's permit relative one nanyini Chigege yali yagitwala. Kati I had no power over it. Nga sina bwe kuganze at least emmotoka njizikiza bungamba njiza lwakubiri ng'emmotoka njizikiza nga komyawo permit yaffe. But I had no power over that. I think the mechanic was supposed to pick back the permit from this dude, and he did not. And I'm thinking, but it's bad, man. Abantu babi. But you know what? Times like this, I really want to believe in karma. I want to believe in Kama. Guys, you're 47, we have only 23 likes. Come on, like the broadcast. What's the SaaS behind Shell V Power? Can Total Excellium work better than Shell V Power? Harrison Wihindo. I've tested V Power, I've tested Excellium. Excellium according to Total, Excellium is premium. Okay, according to the to their website, Excellium is premium. Excellium is a premium fuel that is being sold at the price of normal fuel. Like, you know how you go and buy normal petrol at let's say Tano Bibidi, you'll still buy Excellium at Tano Bibidi, when it would have been easier for Total to just say, let's create an extra papa and say katutunde Tano Bitano. I've tested it, it gives me better mileage. In terms of cleaning the engine, of course katemoro kajenvuga ampya, I would have to test. But if fuel gives you better mileage, it means then that it's burnt easily by the car. The car burns the fuel very easily and very efficiently. That means it's good for the engine. It doesn't clog the engine at any one moment. Now the issue now is going to come up with the kinds of oils you use, because ujakozesa amafuta amalungi gagoba go bulungi naye nga oil mubi. Oil bwabera mubi still it will affect your engine life. Okitegeera. But Total created, they said they created the fuel with 3 formulas. One to give you fuel efficiency, another to clean the engine, and another to be friendly for the environment. So it's high octane fuel, 95, rating of 95. So it's high octane, one of the highest in the country. So Nzenganza against Excellium, I would say I would use it. I'd have to study V Power again, guys. I would have to study V Power again to compare with the results I get here. But I've seen people that report V Power to be good, but the Excellium ankolede. Yenga ye Excellium ankolede. Mr. Arthur, are you available on the week starting 21st October? Yes, I am. Availability yange tomorrow siriwo, next Saturday siriwo, but starting next week I'm available for pre-purchase inspections. Like I've said, we should not be buying cars on Sunday. If we can avoid Saturday, let's avoid Saturday as well. Kwigamba ye okulemererwa yonona atenga yonona nayo yonona emoroka ku muntu gwomanya asobola okufunira emoroka endala. Balvitz, good morning. Best oil for hot weather. It depends on I don't know how you read your name. Bjofson, are you Norwegian? The best oil for your engine will be talked about kukadomora kubako. Katfabadi mo hot environments, we need normally, and if your engines are old, you need thicker oils. Okay, the older your engine is, the thicker the oil you need. Why? Engine yo webanka de kitegeza ring zibera a bit worn out, seals ziba worn out. Kitegeza oil bwabera light asobola okuyita mu seal ezo. Naye ate oil bwabera mukwavu tajja yita mu ringi ne bweziba ziri worn out nnyo tajja kuyita kyovola bante moroka enkadde zezikozesa oil oyo ow'emitwalo omusanvu ekitundu era ne mileage yabeera mutono. Lwaki mileage ebeera wansi? Nti the moment the oil starts getting light, you need to change it. Olina okukozesa oil nga mukwafu for reasons of your engine being old. And of course, kat fabera mo hot weathers, oil wa fabera rated. Kat for example, my car, nkosa engine oil 5W30, 5W40. Why? That's very light oil, because engine echali namu. Okitegeera. So engine webe echali namu, teyetaaga oil akaluba oba oil mukwafu kozesa maanyi mangi. Okitegeera. That's the basic way I can explain it. Nti oil omukwafu eba engine eri enkadde yeba tekozesa maanyi mangi, because already oil abeera mukwafu omu ayitako mu busirusiru okitegeera. So but every engine has oil that is recommended for it. Kubako engine codes, you can actually even use Google and all about what kind of engine oil are people using in your car. But the new cars recommended oil is 5W40, 5W30. Banabane bakozesa no motor oil. If you went like Total, you'd have to use motor oil. Bamita motor oil yewe moroka enkadde tali ne rating tekali ku motor oil oyokozesa. and all the other fuel stations abatunda oil, the oil wa motor oil nabo bamuyina abe wa musanvu kitundu tasuka musanvu kitundu kadomola ka liters ennya naye ate oil nze katugwenteka mu moroka yange wa mitwalo oba 26 oba 25 agenda mu moroka yange 5W40 oil yekka naye ono avuga kilomita omutwalo gumu oli motor oil avuga kilomita 15,000 batuwandikako 14,000 so that service tayitako kuba bw'oteekako 14,000 n'ovuga emmoroka eyo newera 14,000 n'oyisaako katono era oba toyisizaako because you already put little mileage. So munange bagayi agemawira amabi gennyina Kigege yafeemu baagyonoonye engine but already ensumulule bagenda gitwala bagikola ekintu kya moroka za diesel nti ekoleka neddawo ate bweddawo kati olaba nga Kigege bwe bagikola ejjavuga emyaka 2 nga tezzeemu kola kikusumbwa kasita tefuna wa driver wa mpisa mbi kyobona mu business ya taxi muno it's all about the driver. Kati nga driver wa Kigege yafeeri yasooka muntu mulungi ate asasula mu budde ayina ne we yankubira ngamba mukama wange gye bareko bosi nga anyiiga nnyo waliwo wembera mu garage nendo bosi ne muweereza ekitundu bosi mukambwe bosi mungambireko ne mugamba mwetu ngenda mugamba bosi naye nganze kati nze bosi mugambe ki bosi amanyi bwaddukanya emirimu gye ne mwesonyiwa taddanga mukunkubira naye nga munange yabadde asasula bulungi eyo yebadde yonoona nnyo timing belt ebadde ekutula nnyo timing belt ngira bwe kutula timing anti Kigege bwe kutula timing belt yonoona ebintu bingi eba tevaawo kati normally that has been the trouble with the other Kigege naye kati eno yo driver yabadde n'obuzibu era the first time they told me mbw ate gearbox yakoze nembaga driver oyo avuga bubi munange ge amawulire amabi ge tuyina tuvuze wanuwe leero Morad Kemo mali mutubulira ku BMW ye on average in my BMW X5 I drive about 8 to 9 kilometers. Only problem I've had is the brakes wearing out and finding brakes it's a diesel and fuel consumption is great. Morad Kemo, speaking of diesel, the one thing I don't like about diesel cars is the smell of the fuel. Tega kutoka kogwe mu cabin, is the insulation very good? Me, one of the reasons I don't like diesel cars, when to Kigege, I have to have like 4 hours of recovery. Nebebera bus, which is the reason why if someone gives me a gig from up country, and the gig cannot pay, for my fuel, I don't go. The smell of the diesel. But I think when you drive an old car, it's good because it disturbs a lot, and trust me, it teaches a lot about cars, their maintenance, behavior, their mechanical. Then you know the right people to work with. Munange no, you'll be surprised, Hamidu. You can never know the right people to work with. Abantu bali very hard. Like for example, your driver way moroka. Yankubiranga ne kusimu. Nga yakafune moroka. Ne kasaya tuka nalekera okunkubira yankubiranga nambuzaako mukama wange gye baliko tubulanganye kasaya lekera okumbuzaako nange ne neralikirira muko, but because I wasn't getting any complaints from the owner, I assumed everything was okay. Paka manager we yankubide nangamba ate omuvubuka abadde takyasasula bulungi sente. It's very hard to know the right people to work with munange. I find that probably that's the reason why, because we cannot sue people in Uganda. When you sue, you lose. You'll be losing time and money. I find that because we cannot, that's why we say to be the keremu kama katonda afe ya sarau nenga tichali badde bwekito kuba katonda yatuwa amagezi for us to know what to do. Yeah. After how much is Paso Sete in the bond? It depends on where you buy, but it goes as much as 31 million shillings. Paso Sete yali nyemu, it goes as much as 31 million shillings. My engine 150,000 kilometers Corolla 2015. But Corolla 2015 it has which engine? Nagenda mu kati oyinza okuba osse ng'okozesa 5W50 bwe watyo okitege naye 5W40 akyakola mu emmotoka kuba egyo emmotoka ekyali mpya ssebo. 2015 model is still a new car. I'm sorry to hear about the incident with Kigege, and yet the taxi business is really good. My guy's X5 has been in the garage for 5 months now. I gave Mabutwa, it's a 2000 Yabachi Chris Fitness. Yabachi X5. Guys, nabagambye short broadcast wentukira bwenti mu parking ngamba sibula mujja kuba munsasira encha tujja kunyumya tunyumye. Tomorrow is question Friday, today is random cat talk Thursday. Neba nanga abantu abatambulira ku boda bana kati enkuba ebakuba. Anyway, so now I don't know, I think bwe tuliba tujja ku driver Kigege kati tujja gisanga mu kukubu tumusanga ku kubo ntimunga tuwe moroka teri bya kumugamba girete mu parking. I think that's the thing that triggered him. Makanika mugamba girete ate he knows the mechanic can actually decide okumujjako emotoka. So I'm thinking mechanic okumugamba emoroka eyo soko girete mbeko byenjikibira is what triggered him. But ezo challenges ziberawo, I find the challenges ezo ziberawo mu business. Kachemanye moroka bagisumudde ne buloka erabika yagenze dogisaamu sirivu. Bajja lero lwakuna by tomorrow evening chemanye moroka eyo yingine ejja kubezzeewo latest Saturday ebenge ewedde bwana abakoze latest ku Monday ejja kubeesobola okudda yeekola emirimu gyayo bibaawo. And no guys, when we talk about that business, it feels like it's going to be straightforward, but it wouldn't be that straightforward. Ate kati kitu yamentire moroka nganda ini moroka nganda kate bakuba drone yo biba biralamu ngeri jere amasanyalaze biba biralamu ko nebbe eba waggulu nnyo okujjako. I've seen people that have drones ebakyusa ne batekamu 5L ne batekamu 3L, but most of them batekamu ingini ya 5L because inamu kokumanyi kusinga 3L. Okitegeera drone engine. Why bazitekamu ezo engine? Because engine za drone ezo nyini zibasumbuwa tizakyejo tizimanyi nnaku so nga ate ki 5L kimanyi nnaku. Yeah, bwe bityo bibadde munnange. Chris Fitness X5 yakyaliwo yabaaki haka field amukala wakali akaredi eyo field eringa 2005 eyo 2005 alojala mwa UBB bwayeyo sebo nayo tesinika manyo ojja musanga yagala million 22 oyo kuolaba 22 naye yeyimiridde sinkole namu ekyali ku original body kubanga sebe ye moroka ya red bwe bagikola mbwe but you can clearly see that this car has been repaired, but that fielder is in good. But the only reason people will not buy it now, even if you were selling, is because of the color. Red color is a bit complicated. It would have to be a company car you're buying. Garabi, yeah, drainage ya won't be. So that's the fielder that came before the current fielder that you guys like. Now the current fielder that you guys like, that design started in 2006. Now this one must have ended in 2005. That one. Then it took to get shape mpya. Then I think past 2012, then there was a new shape that came in. Gearbox problem. Whoa. Good morning, Derek Lule. Guys, they don't understand Richard III. Mumanyo Shakespeare. I'm playing King Richard. King in the beginning, but I'm playing Richard. I told you about this last time I did Richard as well. I like the character of Richard, but I don't think I like him. I liked him in the beginning because Richard was, and in the first time that we did Richard, we did only 2 acts, and in the first 2 acts, Richard kinda looks a little bit innocent, but as you go to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th act, then you realize that Richard was just a bad person. Richard killed his brothers, killed his brothers' kids, killed his cousins. Richard killed everyone, and then he married his brother's daughter. Richard was a bad man, and then he killed everyone until he could not kill anyone else, and then he was the one to be killed. And there is a time he reached Nagamba kakati ekintu kyokuwasa muwala wa muganda wange si kirungi naye kati nze wentuuse ebibi byenkoze biyitirivu kati kyenkola kati nina kukola bibi ebirungi tebikyaliyo ne bwe mbikola tebayinza kukkiriza nti nze mbikoze. Yes, Richard the Hatchback Myombia Mark. I'm playing the character of Richard. My experience, the best way is to take a car from a driver is service time. It always worked for me. I find that that's probably it. Tujagijjanga tujagisanganga ku kkubo tetukubira tunoonya ne traka tugiraba weeri tugamba muzeeyi moroka omugaga agitutumye ne tugenda kati awo under those circumstances ekintu kiti kimu kyobeera otya guba muti liba ddogo ate nga abantu bateeka eddogo. I remember there is a Vitz I bought tugenda okebera wansi w'omutto nga waliyo ebikoola amadagala nga gali wansi w'omutto era bwe twagenda okufuna transfer form guy ne musanga ne mga why walise ebintu koi bajjajja nabaleseemu and then he came and took out his bajjajja out of why sikuba amazzi. Okay guys, I find that it's time for us to say our good riddance, our farewells. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Mwebale kubeerako nnyo mwebale kwagala for the love of cars. Agemawira ababige tuyina ono takuba na indicator nga aweta oba bayigira we motoka bano kadevaayo mpiteo. Why? Mikel Yuji wasoberanga kororo high. Morning Arthur. I see some car sellers sell cars at Beyo Busubuzi, which is cheaper than the usual carbon. Could you recommend buying a car? Yes, Gwebanga, it's a good car. Why not? Who doesn't want to save some money? Go ahead and check it out. And Gwebanga Nunji, you pay and take. Rakupe Moroka is really cheap, guys. Import bajita batya grade eberambi. Zize moroka abantu abasinga be musanga nagana gule moroka nenjivuge weeks 3 ne kuba gearbox bebo import grade eberambi. Good morning, Danny Okeni. I have to go. Avoid rope today. And the rope was yesterday, Joshua. Yesterday I played Okonko from Things Fall Apart. And yesterday they used the better rope. Nene nkofo never weno. Yesterday they used the better rope. It was bigger and someone made sure that it was. This time someone put the rope there and they made sure it was better. Thank you, Aiden. Thank you, Mikel UG. Arthur, you sang these songs, the ones you play in your car. Yes. That's me. Omni one day. Guys, let me say bye-bye. Thank you for being part of the broadcast. Mbajukisa starting next week, I'm available for pre-purchase inspection. Only 450,000. That covers a full day of inspection in the Kampala Central Business District. Newa nemoroka 10. Tujaze inspecting, guys. Kamba sibuli. Mukama abampeero omukisa. Nyina akantu kenjagala munguleko mukyaganya. Akantu kano katuddemu sente zange. Nagula obuntu bubiri njagala mukagule mbasalideko 5. Kati njagala emitwalo 35. I told you it has a jump starter. It has for you guys that are driving automatic cars, it has a jump start. Mukagulenze zijemu sente zange. Mukagulenze zijemu sente zange. It has a jump starter. These are the jump starting cables, and all you have to do is let me show you. Mukagule. Yeah. So all you have to do is you put these things here. Where is this? No take our boat. You switch it on, and then you put on your car battery. And you jump start. Now 350,000 seems like it's a lot of money, but it's not really a lot of money because every time your car runs out of your battery, you pay how much? 10k to jump start you. Now, apart from the jump starter, It also has a pressure pump. Omukago bwekendera nze sikyagenda ku mafuta kupikamu. This you can put there omoroka n'ogipikamu omuka. Measuring a PSI here. You measure the PSI here. This is the PSI for the car. Bogama nti oyagala 35, this 14. Bogama nti most of your cars, they're supposed to put 35 PSI. So if you say 35, or pima bwoti n'ogiteekamu 33, 34, 35, yes. Bw'omala okugira nekafulumya. So that's it. And then on top of that, it has a USB. You can charge your phones. It actually does fast charging. And then you charge it at home in the normal socket here. And it has a torch as well. Ngati yaka. Ntawanyo okuswitchinga on. Okay, panyigawa. Torch eno mbadde nyiga by accident. Yeah. But these things are new. They are new. Ne boxes zazo zichaliwo. Akamu kange definitely because I drive an automatic car, and I cannot be driving an automatic car ngati sina this accessory. Nze mbeera wala. Eri waffe mu kyalo njikiro naku battery yanjira I got a chance chairman nga ayita ne muyimiza chairman jango njire chairman nanja I'm starting but and then that's when I thought you actually need this for you guys ababeere wala. You buy it kakolera nga power bank kakolera torch and all those things. Kale ngena basibula bantu bange. Football Tribe Samuel Sisye. Yes, it's rechargeable Aiden. You charge it like a phone. Bwekajjula noteeka mu motoka ne kabeera. Arthur, I want to have a chigege sprayed. How long does a full paint job? I find that a paint job for a normal car ogibalira weeki ng'emu n'ekitundu. For chigege weeki because chigege tebafuwa binyuma nnyo. Okitegeera. Kale guys, kamba sibule Muyombya Mark, Oza Monsanto, Jones Info, Ben Kako, Wandera Joshua, Cosmas Agaba, Louis, Patrick Reporter Famwe Pade, Morad K Momo VIP, Obo Tone, Matovo Idris, Adrian Mugirwa, Hashim, Reina Jordan, Lubura Chris Fitness, Williams, Sebogwao Medi, Mikel UG, Kasamil Omar, Paul Sema VIP, Nampija Juliet, Kakunguru Jonathan, Ntale Samuel, Toddy Ronald, Mukwaya Richard, Saith Kagaba, Katwina Benjamin, Tumuhimbise Ivan Jr., MK Dento Ab, Baram Muriebuzi, Traveler, Mr. Lucius, Katumba Hamidu, Harrison Muhindo, Isaac Orute O, Balvids, Peter Mangeni, Peter Owen, Biofson, Oraiko Limono Wejani, Golinga, Ragna, Batabani Bangi, Fahad Lubuka, Mbamazeyo, Derek Luley, Mbamazeyo, Danny Oken, Albino Olak, Aiden, Mwesigwa Isaac, Samuel Sisye, Musomesa, Football Tribe UG, Yusuf Minachi, Manzak, Nafe Mukamoli. Guys, Abani Mukamoli, I don't take it for granted. May God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow, Question Friday. Ciao, ciao.